How's it going, meatheads? Back with another video. I'm not sure where we're gonna go or what we're gonna do today, but I figured let's throw the GoPro on, turn it on, see what happens. Let's get a cold start in here. Back the old Haas out of here. Somebody backed their truck up just far enough so that it's not a nuisance. Wonder who that was. That sounds so good. For all you guys, now that you guys can hear it chop a little bit. Oh, this lady is not going to be happy about what I'm about to do. I'm wearing actual earplugs today because this bike is now just a little bit excessively loud. And that's something that they don't really tell you about with cam jobs and cam upgrades, is it definitely changes the sound and the overall tone as well as the volume that it produces. The decibels I feel like picked up quite a bit off of idle, and even more so when you run it in the higher RPMs. I find myself getting a little bit of a headache sometimes, but I also haven't been riding much in 4 months, so my sensitive hearing might have come back a little bit. So we got full earplugs today, so hopefully I don't sound like I'm shouting as well in the video. Yeah, I can't really express how good it feels to be actually riding again. Like, I can't wait till we get to days where I can ride my bike to work, because right now with the way gas prices are, and they've kind of stalled right now, but I'm expecting that once summer rolls around it's going to get even more expensive to drive my truck. So if I can offset that by riding the bike to work, like, obviously I'll do that. I do it most summers anyway, because I know that the gas prices really go up during those summers. Everybody gets traveling, and I feel like this year, as long as things keep going the way they have been with COVID and all that, we should see that there's going to be a lot more people out taking advantage of vacations and stuff, because they simply couldn't last year with all the stuff closed down. But we shall see. I don't know. I've been really stressed out at work because we originally were a 3-man team. My boss, me, and another lab tech that were doing a lot of what the lab does every day, plus managing wholesale orders and stock items and all that. But we've gone down to 2 people. My boss and I are still the longest running people in the lab, but we lost the other lab tech, and he left at the almost worst time to he left at the most unopportune time, because we are now coming into summer, and we pick up a lot during the spring, summer, and the fall. Winter we kind of slow down a bit, but we stay pretty average. We stay like decently busy during the winter, but now that we're coming out of the winter, we're coming into a new year without really COVID being a huge deal, where we're a lot of businesses that we were selling to last year, they weren't open. Now they're open, so we're going to be slammed with people bringing in cylinders for us to fill, or us sending out cylinders to customers and stuff. Like, it's going to be nuts. It already is nuts. I'm already putting in an hour of overtime almost every day the last week or so. really stressed out and having to deal with managing my time better, because I really, when the day gets done, you know, I've already spent almost 10 hours. Well, no, it's 9.5 hours there, and for nine out of those 9.5 hours I was working. So, like, it's just it's really hard to balance out, like, working that extra time to make sure that stuff goes out on time and handling the stock items and all that, while wanting to go and ride or wanting to go to the gym and all that. And it's kind of a pain in the ass, but, you know, I'll take the extra money because it gives me the ability to do more things with my money, I guess. So, I don't know about you guys, but what is the worst animal that you guys have to deal with when you ride? Like, it could be just deer or like a species. For me, every avian variety of animal loves to test their luck with me. So yesterday, the wife and I were finally going out for a ride together for the year, and I think we were about like 20 minutes or so into this little jaunt that we did, and of course, like, out of nowhere, a fucking female pheasant comes running out onto the road, and she's booking at first. So I'm like, okay, I'm going the speed limit, she should cross the road without any problems. No, as soon as we start getting closer, instead of continuing running across the road, she decides to run with me, and then she picks up and flies. So I swerve a little bit to the left, and it goes up and over my right shoulder and over Brianna's shoulder. And of course I made sure that she was alright, because, like, did that pheasant hit you? Like, pheasants aren't small, they weigh like 20 something pounds, and like going 55 miles an hour and getting hit in the shoulder by a 20 some odd pound bird, like, that's not gonna feel good. So I made sure she was alright. It missed her, but she said she could feel the feathers fly or brush past her. And, like, I have far more close calls with small birds, pheasants, turkeys, than deer or coyotes, raccoons, whatever, you know. Most of the mammalian variety of animals, they stay well away, because I think that they hear the bike coming and they just, like, they either get across the road quick or they just stay where they're at. But man, birds are dumber than all hell. They will just fly right across in front of you. And, like, of all the animals that, like, you think are smart enough to avoid the roads, like, you have 3 dimensions of space to travel in, and you want to fly 6 feet above the road, like, or between the 6 feet above the road and the 3 inches above the road. Like, come on, man. Name down in the comments what animals you have the most close calls with, because, like I said, mine is the avian variety. Like, you name it, I've probably almost smoked it on a bike. Whereas, like, deer, I had more close calls when I had my sport bikes, and they were quiet. Ever since I've had a Harley with an exhaust on it, I've had very, very, very small or even non-existent close calls with animals, like especially deer and raccoons and all that, because they just get out of the way ahead of time. So yeah, let me know what you guys deal with the most often, like what bothers you the most with the animal encounters you have and all that. Why am I in Sioux Falls right now at like almost 5 o'clock? I don't know. Because I'm a risk taker. And danger's my middle name. Ah, there's a guy on a bike. Okay, don't notice me. Thank you. State pooper. Yeah, that... Ooh. Well, the state trooper better not pull me over for that. He was trying to merge into my lane, so I'll get out of his way. Oh, that guy got caught. Wonder what you was doing. Oh, it's an undercover too. Oh, Yeah, that's playing with fire. You know what? I got nothing, no shame for the person that got caught by an undercover, because you know what? I would have made the same mistake too, and I would have been just as cooked as his goose was. Oh, welcome to the busiest part of Sioux Falls, especially on a Saturday or a Sunday. 41st Street, the Empire Mall over there. 41st and Louise is the busiest intersection in the entire state of South Dakota. Now please don't turn. Thank you. Don't hit me, please. The bike vibrates so much more now with that bigger cam in it, but I mean, that's kind of to be expected. It's such a heavier hitting cam that it's going to just cause it to shake a bit more. Kind of vibrates more like my twin cam did. But I mean, I'll take it. I mean, it sounds so good. I guess we're seeing what the rideability is like of this cam, of the bike with this cam in city environments, because most of the miles I've put on have just been highway now. Yeah, the bike feels very similar to how it did before in town and handling stop and go traffic. Like I don't feel like the clutch is any bit more like slippy or anything with the bigger power. It's very linear, very predictable. So I'm glad that that's remained. I'm glad that that remained the same, so that like I have no problem riding it into Sioux Falls or whatnot. Maybe grabbing something quick, like doing a little errand run, and you know, it's stop and go traffic and stuff, so that's kind of nice. Casey's General Store. I don't even know how much of this I'm going to keep, because I'm just kind of tootling, and it's hard to I don't really have a topic, never really had a topic when I started this video. I need to get a like ride plan together. Maybe when we get back into like the 70s again. Do a subscriber ride or a meetup ride up at like J&L Harley and just plan something out. Like, I'm not very good at planning rides, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because you never know where a ride might take you, but at the same time, like with a group, it's kind of a necessity. So we'll see. I want to do one of those. How's it going? It's running great, man.
Sounds good.
For all you guys out there, that was actually the guy that actually put my cam in my bike. That's Clay up at Barely Legal Bikes. Completely a surprise to see him. I couldn't really hear him for whatever he said, because I got these big old earplugs in my ear. again. Got a little squirrely there for a sec. That was funny. Bike still stayed straight, just happened to be like the tires got a little loose on me. Or rear got a little loose on me there for a sec. But yeah, anyways, that was the guy that installed my cam, tuned it and all that. I heard him say it sounds good. It's like, hell yeah, it does. I bet he was not expecting me to be out today, but you know what? I ride most of the time when it's above 40 degrees, 45 degrees. Like today is not bad. Definitely worth the ride. God, this fucking thing just picks up and goes. It's almost kind of scary how quickly it picks up on you and just is ready to run. But, I mean, what can you do? You just gotta be careful, gotta keep the old throttle hand under control. Well guys, I think this is where I'm going to end the video. I'm sorry there's not much to this video, but hopefully you all enjoyed and hopefully you all are having a great summer, spring, whatever time you're watching this. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Please consider subscribing and liking the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.